So today I know we kind of gone over the cardiovascular system in the last one, but today I want to just focus on the parts of blood. So first thing is, what is blood made out of? There's four things that make up blood. The first thing being red blood cells. I think many of you already had prior knowledge of this and already knew that red blood cells were a major part of blood. And they are. They carry all the major things that we need in our body. So red blood cells carry oxygen, they carry food or nutrients, they carry CO2 or carbon dioxide and waste, and then they're made in the bone marrow. We talked about in our skeletal system that we need bones to make our blood cells. We don't always have the exact same amount of blood we started in the beginning, so we need to make more. If we were to get a cut or something, we need to be able to make more blood cells, and that's done in the bone marrow. So this is an important transport. It's the major transport of our cardiovascular system. It carries all the important things. Whereas the white blood cells are like the guards of our immune system, and they're the guards of our blood vessels. Any sort of infection, bacteria, germs, viruses, whatever, anything that can harm our body is taken care of by the white blood cells by either killing it or attacking it or doing what they can to destroy the infection. So white blood cells are important to help with your immune system. The next part is your platelets. These are little fiber proteins that help clot if there's ever a cut on your blood vessel. I'm hoping that some of you may have seen, if you've ever gotten a cut before, it starts to scab up. Those scabs are the platelets clotting up to keep it from bleeding. It's an important thought because if you got a small cut and you didn't have platelets, your body would just bleed out, and that could be extremely dangerous. So people that have platelet clotting issues oftentimes need to be very, very careful if they ever get a cut to make sure that they get it bandaged and stop bleeding right away. The next part is our plasma. Plasma is the majority of blood, and it's the water part of blood. In order for all these things to flow through our blood vessels, they have to be liquid, or it dissolved in a liquid. So water part, the plasma, helps everything flow through the blood vessels. And then there are four types of blood. Now the type of blood you are depends on what kind of red blood cells. So red blood cells determine your blood type. And the four types are A, B, AB, and O. So type A blood, if I were type A blood and I got a major accident and I needed blood donations, I can only get type A and type O. Okay, we'll talk about why we can give type O. But only A can receive A and O. Type B can only receive B and O. Type AB is something special. It can receive all blood types. If you look kind of down at the bottom, the reason that if we can receive or accept blood types is based upon the antigens, these guys, and the antibodies. If these antibodies see the opposite, so see how in this one the anti-A would attach to here and it would start to mark it for attack. So if these two got together, they would attack each other and clot up inside your blood vessels and be a big issue. Same with these guys. If you notice that these would go to there, they would attack each other, clot up in your blood vessels, and you have a really big issue. Well, type AB blood doesn't have those guys. So no matter what blood type you receive, you won't have anything to worry about as far as clotting or major issues. Type O, on the other hand, is the opposite of AB. It has both types of antibodies. So no matter what blood type is given, these guys are looking to attack and clot up and cause some major problems. So that's why type O can be given to all blood types because it does not have any antigens. It can be given to all blood types, but it can only receive type O. So if you have type O, you can only be donated type O. If you have type AB, you can only be given everything, but you can only give to type AB. So major idea of this is type AB is what we call the universal receiver. I can receive all blood types. Type O is the universal donator. I can donate to all blood types. Okay, and there's just kind of a quick little breakdown on the population. So some quick things, if we were to go to some injuries and illnesses of our cardiovascular system, one is cardiac arrest, and the other one is a heart attack. Now let's go over cardiac arrest first. So the cardiac arrest is, I have my pacemaker in my heart that tells my heart when to beat. And for some reason that signal is not being sent. So there's nothing clogging my arteries or veins or blood vessels or anything, but I don't have my heart beating at all. So it would be that flat line that you see on TV shows. That would be cardiac arrest. My heart isn't beating. It's not getting that signal. Some ways we can fix this: we can use a pacemaker. So we can actually go in and stick a pacemaker on people's hearts, and it tells it when to beat. Or if there's an extreme situation, we can use an AED, an external defibrillator. And those things are like the little green boxes you see outside of gymnasiums in the office here at school. And they're the electric shock. They're the paddles that you see in those TV shows where they jumpstart the heart and they electric shock somebody's heart back into rhythm. The other idea is heart attack. Now, a heart attack is where you have a big clot and the blood that goes to your heart is clogged up. And then all of a sudden we can't get that blood flow, and now our heart actually starts to die. So some problems that are some things that really lead to this are stress, dieting, less exercise, things like that that lead to a lot of plaque buildup on your blood vessels. So some obvious ways to reduce that is to reduce stress for one, but to change your diet to take in less salt, to eat less fats, to eat less cholesterol, things that could clog up your arteries and veins, and to do more exercise so that way it kind of gets your heart moving and it keeps that blood flow steady. So this has been the end of our blood. It kind of took a little longer than I'd wanted to. Today our code is Huskers. Go Huskers.